Hey there. You sent over a whole bunch of articles about how AI is changing higher education marketing, and it looks like things are getting pretty wild.
Wild is right.
It's not just websites and brochures anymore,
Yeah.
right? AI-powered search is changing how students find and interact with schools, even before they get to a website.
You got it.
In fact, one of the articles, Mastering SEO and GEO in Education Marketing, pointed out that almost 2/3 of Google searches don't even end with a click.
Wow.
That's a huge problem for colleges, isn't it?
Hmm.
They're spending all this time and money building these amazing websites.
Yeah.
But what if students never even see them?
It's a big change, and it's forcing schools to really think beyond traditional SEO. The article you mentioned, Mastering SEO and GEO in Education Marketing, actually explains this new world really well.
Okay.
It talks about SEO, which we all know.
Search engine optimization.
Right, and then GEO,
Yes.
Generative Engine Optimization.
So SEO is like what we're used to, right?
Yeah.
Keywords, backlinks, making sure your website is easy for Google to understand.
Exact.
But GEO, that sounds pretty different.
Yeah, GEO is all about optimizing for AI-powered search.
Like what?
Like Google's Gemini,
Oh, okay.
ChatGPT, all those voice assistants we use every day.
So those AIs are actually giving students the answers directly without them ever having to click a link.
Yep.
So a student could ask their phone, does ATC Toronto offer an auto-detailing program?
Right.
And boom, the answer just pops up on their screen
Exact.
from AI, not from some website.
Right.
The Mastering SEO and GEO in Education Marketing article called this zero-click search.
Yep. That's it.
I can see why colleges need to pay attention to this.
They do. This is where it gets really interesting for colleges.
Yeah.
It means they can't just create content that has all the right info.
Right.
It has to be structured in a way that AI can understand it.
And then give it to the students as like the best answer.
Exactly. The article called it answer-focused content.
So it's not enough to just have a page on your website about like your auto-detailing program.
Yep.
You need to know exactly what questions a student might ask
Yeah.
and structure the content so it answers them directly.
You got it.
Huh.
Interesting.
It is. Think FAQ sections.
Oh, okay.
But they're specially built with something called schema markup.
Schema markup.
Yeah, it's kind of technical,
Okay.
but it's basically code that helps AI understand the content.
So it makes it more likely to show up when a student asks a question.
Exactly.
Schema markup, like a secret weapon for the AI age.
That's one way to put it.
So colleges need to learn to speak AI's language.
I guess you could say that.
It's not just what's happening on Google, is it?
No, it's not.
There was another article, AI in Higher Education, Insights from Paula French on the Filling Seats podcast.
Okay.
And it talked about social search.
Oh, right.
So Gen Z and Millennials aren't just using Google to find info. They're
Yeah.
using stuff like TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, they want to see videos and stories and real experiences.
Something that they can connect with.
Like, forget the fancy brochures. Show me what it's really like to be a student there.
Exactly.
That means colleges need to be thinking differently about their social media, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not just posting announcements.
Right.
It's creating stuff that's really engaging and feels authentic.
And it has to be made for the platforms where these students are.
So we've got AI search and social search
Yeah.
and mastering SEO and GEO in education marketing. Said voice search was over 27% of all searches,
Huge. And it's only going to get bigger.
especially among younger people. So we're talking about a totally different way that students find information.
A huge change.
It can feel overwhelming, can't it? All these changes.
It can, but good marketing still boils down to something really simple.
What's that?
Connecting with your audience on a human level,
Even with all this AI stuff going on.
especially with all the AI stuff going on.
That's a good point.
Smarter community college marketing strategies really drove this point home.
Okay. You need to know your audience. Okay. Like really know them.
What do you mean?
What are they hoping for?
Okay,
What are they worried about? What are their dreams?
got it.
And then you got to make a message that really speaks to them.
On an emotional level.
Exactly.
So even with AI, it's still about telling a good story and understanding your audience.
It always is.
That's kind of reassuring, actually.
It is.
Smarter community college marketing strategies made another good point.
Why was that?
They said, boring, generic ads are basically just wasting money.
Yeah, they don't work.
So how do you create stuff that actually grabs people's attention?
That's the million-dollar question.
With all this going on, all this AI and everything.
It's where creativity and strategy come in.
Okay.
But also using tools like automated scripts.
Like how to transform Google Ads performance with automated scripts was talking about.
Exactly.
Let's talk more about those scripts.
Okay.
How can they actually help colleges save time and money? Well, imagine being able to adjust your ad bids as things change.
Okay.
Or pausing campaigns that aren't working.
Automatically.
Automatically, yeah.
So AI isn't replacing marketers.
Yeah.
It's like giving them superpowers.
That's a good way to put it.
So are you starting to see how much AI is changing things?
I am.
How it's changing the way colleges reach potential students?
Mm-hmm.
What really stands out to you from all of this?
I think it's how fast everything is changing.
Yeah.
Search, social media, AI, it's all happening so quickly.
It's exciting, but it's a little scary too.
It is.
But mastering SEO and GEO and education marketing made a good point.
What was that?
The colleges that are going to succeed are the ones that are willing to try new things.
And adapt.
Exactly.
If you're stuck in the old ways, you're going to get left behind.
So be bold and see what AI can do.
That's the way to do it.
Okay, we've covered a lot already.
We have?
Zero-click search, answer-focused content, social media, automated scripts.
It's a lot.
And we're just getting started with this whole AI revolution in higher education marketing.
We are. There's so much more to talk about.
There is, like how AI can change the whole student experience.
Oh, yeah.
Customized learning, AI tutors, instant feedback.
Incredible stuff.
It's like something out of a movie.
It is.
And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next.
Can't wait.
So stick with us as we keep exploring the future of higher education marketing in the age of AI.
I'm ready. You know, we were just talking about how colleges need to stand out right.
Yeah.
Get people's attention with everything going on online.
Right.
Mastering SEO and GEO in education marketing talked about must-click content.
Must-click content. What is that?
It's giving students something that AI can't.
Okay.
Like a deeper look at something or more interactive experience.
Oh,
A way to see what makes the school unique.
I see.
Like think about interactive tools or those virtual tours.
Oh, yeah.
Where you feel like you're actually walking around campus.
Yeah.
Or those quizzes that help you figure out what you're interested in.
So you're not trying to beat AI at its own game.
Right.
Giving those quick answers.
No, it's more about giving something richer.
Okay.
Something that makes them want to learn more.
Makes them curious.
Exactly.
Right.
AI can give you info,
Yeah.
but it can't replace that feeling you get when you really connect with something.
On a personal level.
Yeah.
I guess that brings us back to the importance of human connection,
It does.
which seems even more important now with all this AI.
Absolutely.
AI can do a lot to personalize the student experience,
It can.
but it's still people who make them feel like they belong.
Right, like a friendly admissions counselor.
Or a professor who's really excited about their subject.
Yeah, someone who really sees them for who they are.
So it sounds like we're talking about a mix.
The hybrid approach.
Yeah, use AI to make things easier,
Yeah.
get info, personalize things, but still have real people there to help the students along the way.
Exactly. It's about using the best of both worlds.
So AI can recommend programs or analyze data or tailor content,
Okay.
but people build those relationships and that trust.
Makes sense. And AI in higher education was talking about AI actually transforming learning itself.
It was.
I mean, the possibilities are crazy here.
They are.
AI tutors, personalized learning platforms, feedback right away.
It's mind-blowing.
But what about people's concerns about AI?
Like what?
Like, will it take away people's jobs?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a natural worry, isn't it?
It is, but I think it's more about jobs changing.
Not disappearing completely.
Right. AI can handle the repetitive tasks.
So educators are free to do what they do best.
Right. Things like mentoring and inspiring.
Helping students think critically.
Exactly. It's about working together, not competing.
AI is a tool,
Exactly.
not a replacement.
That's it.
And this idea of working together goes beyond just the classroom, doesn't it?
It
Like, remember what mastering SEO and GEO in education marketing said about video. It's becoming so important.
It seems like everyone wants to watch stuff these days.
They do, more than just read.
Exactly.
Video lets you actually show your campus
Okay.
or introduce the faculty.
Right.
Share those success stories about students
It brings the whole place to life.
in a way that words just can't.
Yeah, it's like giving potential students a front row seat. No
Exactly.
matter where they are.
And that article also reminded us that Gen Z and Millennials are using TikTok and Instagram to search.
Like, they're literally using them as search engines.
Yeah.
So colleges need to be there too, right?
They do, and they need to create content that feels right for those platforms.
There are no more boring brochures.
No more boring brochure.
It's all about short, Fun videos,
Uh-huh.
real stories, stuff that looks good,
It has to feel natural on the platform.
and fit with how those students are actually using it.
Exactly.
So we need to be storytellers,
We do.
not just marketers.
Wow.
It's not just about facts and figures.
Right.
It's about grabbing attention,
And making people feel something.
creating a connection.
And that brings up authenticity.
Authenticity, yeah.
It's a big buzzword.
It is.
But what does it actually mean for colleges?
Yeah, what does it look like?
It means being real,
Okay.
showing what makes your school unique.
Okay.
Students can tell when something's fake.
Right.
They want to see real students and faculty, real stories that show how diverse and interesting your community is.
So don't just say you're welcoming.
No.
Show it.
I like that.
So less polish and more real life.
Less perfection.
Yeah, and more relatable experiences.
Yeah, I get that.
Embrace what makes your school different.
The quirks, the imperfections,
Exactly.
those are the things that make it special.
And be honest about the challenges.
Students appreciate that.
They do. They like that honesty.
So it's about finding the right fit,
Exactly.
not just trying to get as many students as possible.
That's right. And data can help with this too.
Okay.
We can use data to figure out what students are looking for,
What they're interested in, what they're worried about,
so we can make messages that really connect with them.
and create content that feels more personal.
So data can be a guide
The company.
that helps us create marketing that doesn't feel so salesy.
Right. It's more like an invitation to join something.
But we have to be careful with data, right?
You do. It's not just about collecting it.
It's about using it ethically
Exactly.
and responsibly.
That's a really good point.
We've been talking about AI and data,
Yeah,
but we can't forget about the ethics.
definitely not.
Students need to know we're using their data the right way.
Absolutely. Transparency is key.
And trust,
And respecting their privacy.
those are all super important.
They are.
And this actually leads to another trend that mastering SEO and GEO in education marketing mentioned.
What's that?
Social proof.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
People want to see what other people are saying.
Especially when anyone can say anything online.
Right. Students are looking to their peers.
Reviews, testimonials, user-generated content.
That's the stuff that really influences their decisions.
Yes.
It's like, don't just tell me your school is great. Show me what other students are saying.
Exactly, because people trust their peers.
More than some marketing message.
Way more.
So colleges need to get good at collecting social proof.
And showing it off.
Like, highlight those student testimonials.
Yeah.
Tell those alumni success stories.
Let those real voices be heard.
It's like those students become ambassadors for the school,
They do.
sharing their experiences.
And that authenticity is so valuable.
It is.
It's how you build a community.
That feeling of belonging.
And it lets potential students see themselves in those stories.
So it's not just one-way communication anymore.
It's not.
That old broadcast model of marketing.
Right.
It's more collaborative.
And participatory.
Exactly.
It's a two-way conversation.
Where students feel like they're part of something.
And it's about being responsive.
Listening to what students are saying.
Yeah.
And changing your strategies based on that.
Exactly. Higher education marketing isn't about yelling the loudest anymore.
It's more subtle.
It's about having real conversations.
Building those relationships.
And earning trust.
And using technology to make those conversations even better.
Yeah, connect with students in a more meaningful way.
And give them a better experience.
I think you summed it up perfectly.
We're in a time of huge change.
Huge.
And lots of
And
opportunity.
it's the schools that are going to do well.
Are the ones that embrace the change.
Yeah.
And put authenticity and connection first.
And keep learning.
Speaking of learning, we were talking about the skills people need in this new world of AI.
We were.
What are some of the most important ones that higher education marketers need to develop?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll dive into right after this.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We were just talking about all the skills that higher education marketers need to develop in the age of AI.
We were. And I think one of the most important ones right now is data literacy.
Data literacy. So it's more than just knowing how to use a spreadsheet, right?
Yeah, it's about being able to really understand data. Like, what does it mean? How do you interpret it? And how can you use it to make better decisions?
So to tell a story with data, to shape your marketing strategy.
Exactly. Marketers need to be comfortable looking at trends, finding patterns, and using those insights to make their marketing better.
So it's almost like being a detective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking for clues and using data to figure out how to reach students.
I like that. And once you've got those insights, you've got to be able to communicate them.
So data storytelling is important too.
It is. It's taking all those numbers and turning them into a story that people can actually understand and connect with.
Makes sense. And then there's digital fluency.
Right, which is so much more than just knowing how to post on social media.
Okay, so what does digital fluency look like for someone in higher education marketing?
It's about understanding the whole digital landscape. What makes each platform different, how to use them effectively, how algorithms work, how to optimize content for different channels, reaching your audience where they are.
It sounds like a lot to keep up with, especially with how fast things change online.
It definitely is a challenge, but the colleges and universities that are willing to learn and experiment, those are the ones that are going to succeed.
So being adaptable and open to new things is key.
Exactly. And of course, we can't forget about content. It's still super important. But it's not enough to just create any old content.
Right. It has to be good content, engaging, relevant to your audience.
Exactly. You got to think like a publisher, creating stories that really resonate with your audience, stories that make them feel something.
Yeah, and those stories need to be presented in a way that works for today's students, who are much more visual.
Absolutely. That's why mastering SEO and GEO in education marketing was talking about the importance of video.
It's everywhere these days, right?
It is, and for good reason. Video brings your institution to life. You can show the campus, introduce faculty, share stories about students who are doing amazing things. It's a much more immersive experience.
It's showing, not just telling.
Exactly.
And speaking of showing, we were talking earlier about social proof.
Oh, yeah. That's so important.
How can colleges really make the most of that in their marketing?
It's about actively looking for those authentic voices, highlighting student testimonials, sharing those alumni success stories, and encouraging user-generated content, letting students create and share their own experiences.
So giving potential students a real glimpse into what it's like to be a part of your community.
Exactly. And it's not just about collecting those stories, it's about how you use them, weaving them into your website, your social media, everything you do. Let those authentic voices shine through.
So it's about transparency, authenticity, and letting students speak for themselves.
Absolutely. And as we move forward in this new landscape, it's crucial to remember that technology is just a tool. It's the people, the human element, that make all the difference.
So even with all this talk about AI, human skills are more important than ever.
They are. As AI takes over more of those routine tasks, it's the things that make us human, our creativity, empathy, ability to connect with each other, those become even more valuable.
It's not AI versus humans.
Right. It's AI and humans working together.
And to do that well, we need good communication skills, collaboration skills, and emotional intelligence.
Absolutely. The ability to build relationships, to inspire others, and to create a positive and supportive environment.
So as much as we need to become data savvy and digitally fluent, we can't lose sight of those human skills.
You got it. Those are the skills that will help us not just survive, but thrive in this new era, to really use AI to its full potential, to build a future where technology and human connection work together to make education better for everyone.
That's a great point. And I think it's a great way to wrap up this deep dive. So, to everyone listening, I hope this has given you some things to think about.
I hope so too. It's such an exciting time to be in higher education marketing. Embrace the challenges, keep learning, and never stop being curious.
Because the future of education is being created right now.
Yeah.
And we all have a role to play.
Very well said.
And on that note, we're signing off. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.